Hello and welcome to Case Closed. I'm your host, Charlie Langton. Today we'll go inside an actual courtroom in the Warren District Court and see a real small claims case in action. Under Michigan law, small claims cases may be brought by individuals seeking $3,000 in damages or less. Neither side may be represented by an attorney, and the judge's decision is final. Now, let's take a look at the case of Who Wet the Phone?
District Court's in session. Judge Schmer presiding. Please remove your hats and shut off your cell phones.
Okay, I started working with Ms. Kucharski and her son. He's autistic.
That's Brandon, right?
Brandon, correct.
Okay.
August of 2004, and everything was perfectly fine. Everything was going great. February of this year, Ms. Kucharski became ill with her sickness, and Brandon was just having common colds on a day-to-day basis, basically. So Julie basically asked me, could I work? Can I come in early? Can I stay late just to help her out because she wasn't feeling well? And I'm like, okay, no problem. Well, February is my anniversary, and I was flying out to Virginia to be with my husband. He's in the military. So Julie had ended up calling our agency that I work for, and the agency told her, oh, there's plenty of hours. Somebody can come in for Holly while she's gone if you want her to. So in that time, I had called my job because my pay stub wasn't correct, and I asked them what was going on. And Angela, that I have a letter from, stated that there was no more hours. And
Who's Angela?
Angela is the payroll person at Natural Freedom, where I work at.
Natural Freedom?
Natural Freedom, yes. I work for an agency.
Okay, and is that how you got hired to do the work?
Correct.
For Ms. Kucharski through this agency?
Correct.
All right.
So I asked her what was going on. She said Brandon has no more hours in his bank, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Julie just spoke to Jackie, who is another co-worker at Natural Freedom, and Jackie told Julie that there was plenty of hours that they were going to send someone over while I went out of town. And she was like, no, I would advise you not to go in today. So I called Julie and I let her know what was going on, and there was a discrepancy about hours and everything. Well, that was one issue. Then secondly, in March, Julie started to borrow money from me for various reasons. She's, I don't want to spread her business or anything, but she's on a fixed income. And I'm a very compassionate person. My heart is good to everybody. So I'm like, okay, when am I going to get this back? She was purchasing her sister's home at the time, and she was like, well, the month I buy the house, I don't have to pay that month's mortgage or the next month's mortgage, so I'm going to give it all back to you. To make a long story short, it ended up being over $2,647.02 with the hours that I was unpaid for and the money that she owes me.
All right, let's talk about the unpaid hours, first of all.
Okay.
Do you have a contract or anything like that?
Not with her specifically. Okay. I have the.
What were you supposed to do for her exactly?
I care for Brandon.
Okay.
He's autistic, so
And were you there? I mean, how often were you there?
I was there. I mean, I have on my calendar. I can show you where.
Yeah, let's see it.
This is my timesheet that I turned into the agency.
All right.
The highlighted ones are
Go ahead.
money that she owes me and the hours that I work. And then this last one is, I ended up falling at her home and going on workman's comp. So the last page is the 2 days that I worked prior to my fall that I didn't get paid.
Now, how did you get in touch with her? I mean, is this through Natural Freedom Incorporated that did it?
Yes. Like I stated, I worked through the agency, and the agency gave me a call stating that they had a new case opening up. And
But who pays you? Natural Freedom, the agency, or
yes, Natural Freedom pays me. But any hours that I go over or any unpaid hours that the parents are entitled to, if you go, like, say you work 5 extra hours, then the parents are supposed to pay you that.
That you're on your own with that.
Basically,
And that's what this is here. Well, did you have an agreement with Ms. Kucharski about what you were going to get paid beyond
Well,
when
no,
you were
I didn't.
supposed to work at Natural Freedom?
No, I did not, and
Why did you do it then?
Actually, because as you can see from those papers, I started borrowing her money in March.
Borrowing whose money? Ms. Kucharski's
I was
money?
borrowing Ms. Kucharski money from March.
Maybe you owe her money.
How do I was borrowing her money. I was giving her money. She wasn't giving me money. I was borrowing it to her. I'm sorry, I worded it wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So she was...
Getting money from me.
Yes, you were lending her money.
Correct, sorry.
Explain this again to me, why you would lend her money.
My heart is big. Anybody can tell you that. I seen that she was struggling, and I was not about to let her and her 3 kids be hungry or without food or whatever necessities they had, and I trusted Julie.
You signed an agreement, a loan agreement or anything?
No,
like that?
no. All I have is I have my original planner, so you can see that. Didn't just make it up or anything. I brought that calendar to her home every day. That's the calendar. As you can see from markings on there, my doctor's appointments, when my car note is due, or anything else like that.
When you went to work to care for Brandon, did Natural Freedom tell you ahead of time how many hours you were supposed to work there for any particular day?
No, Natural Freedom told Julie how many hours, and Julie told me, oh, Jackie said that someone else can come out while you go on vacation.
No. But I mean, how did you know how many hours to work?
You get a set, at the beginning, it's set up into 3-month quarters. You get so many hours for these 3 months.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. And who determines that?
The state or his social worker.
And you got paid for that, right?
Correct.
Natural Freedom paid you for that.
Correct.
Okay, and it's per quarter, you said, right?
Right.
You know how many hours it is?
No, Julie knows how many hours. I could call the agency.
So what happened was, you decided, or Julie asked you, or something like that, to work more hours than
Correct.
whatever
that I did not
the
get
state
paid
said
for.
you could get, and that, as I said earlier, that's just between you and Ms. Kucharski.
Correct.
Now, did she ask you to work those extra hours?
Yes.
Did she say she was going to pay you?
No, because we thought Brandon had more hours in his bank. We didn't know that his hours were basically cut. We didn't know that. And then after this incident in February, we started together how many hours Brandon has, and we were marking on the calendar. And every day I came over, that's when I started doing the calendar. Well, I have been doing it prior to that. Every day I came over, we would put how many hours I worked down for that particular day so that we could keep track of how many hours Brandon had.
All right. Now, how much money did you lend her or loan her?
It was $557.52.
500 how much?
$557.52, and she paid me. She did pay me $200 of those dollars.
Well, how much did she owes you $357.52 now?
Correct.
Okay, and the rest
and plus, I had to replace my telephone because her son wet it up purposely.
What do you mean wet it up purposely?
We were all outside watering the grass, and James took it upon himself.
Wait a minute, but you worked there, when is it, February? You said you worked here through June. Okay, all right. So you're outside at her house.
Right. We were all doing yard work. Everybody. That's kind of a family thing. When it's nice.
Why are you doing her yard work? That's not your job.
I'm helping Brandon out with. I'm his home health aide. I help him. I supervise him with doing household and outdoor chores, activities. That's my job description.
All right. So he's out there watering the lawn.
We're all out there doing
You're all out there watering the grass.
Well, everyone was doing things differently. Some was watering.
So what happened?
James took it upon himself and wet up my phone. It was sitting on the porch, and he wet it up.
How old is James?
16.
You took the hose?
Yeah.
This is your cell phone?
Yeah.
He ruined it?
I had to buy another one. It was water damage to it.
How much did that cost you?
My new cell phone cost me $349.99.
$349.99.
Yes.
Okay, so you're suing for $357.52, which you say Ms. Kucharski owes you because you loaned her the money, right?
Correct.
And you're suing for $349.99 for a new cell phone because her son James took a hose to it.
Yes.
Now, that's not the one who's autistic. That's
James has another disability. I don't know what his is. I didn't work for him.